in the bedroom, at the dinner table, with your kids, on the loo. For many of us, work is constantly invading our personal lives.
People expect things all the time.
It's kind of like never ending.
The emails are on the phone. I just keep on working.
It's a surefire way to end up experiencing symptoms of burnout.
But today, Queensland teachers have won the right to disconnect, negotiating a new pay deal that includes the right to switch off texts and emails after the school bell rings.
That constant pressure and expectation that they'll be available 24/7 is really wearing our teachers down, and it's really critical that we have fair expectations of them.
And unions across a range of other industries want in.
Like the Queensland teachers have gone about negotiating an agreement. This is something that working people that are union members around the country will be doing.
If I could literally just work 9 till 5, I think I'd be a lot less stressed.
It's definitely something as a leader that I try to envision and instill in my team.
The concept is commonplace in other Western countries. France, Italy, Spain, Belgium and parts of Canada are among those to say no to after-hours demands.
Canada on strike!
But critics say there are problems, with vulnerable workers unlikely to be able to resist the demands of pushy bosses, plus difficulties with enforcing the laws. The only known prosecution, a $93,000 fine for French pest company Rentokil.
In those workplaces where you do negotiate that with the employer, you don't see vulnerable workers being exploited because you've had the discussion with the employer and it's an agreement.
Aussie workers are on board. A new survey shows 84% want the right to disconnect enshrined in federal law, with 71% saying they often work overtime.
At the end of the day, people have mental health outcomes like depression, anxiety.
I think it would be nice to spend more time as a family.
I'd go on holiday and actually not think about work.
Separating work from personal life is really important, and it helps you perform better at work.
So should we all have the right to tell the boss to bugger off?
It's interesting though, because a flexible workforce looks different, I think, depending on your circumstance. So say you're somebody that wants, you're a mum or dad that wants to do school pickup, so you want to work shorter hours during the day, but you'll make up that time later. But then you're emailing at 10 p.m. at night, someone who's done their, 9 to 5. They don't want your emails at 10 p.m, but you've got everyone at different, with different needs,
So
really.
for teachers, it's different, right? I hope they're not doing school pickups because that would get really messy.
Well, they would have kids as well, but yes,
They would,
100%. Yeah, I think it depends.
But what time is tools down for teachers?
Probably 5. It would depend on their particular award or whatever. But yeah, it wouldn't be just as soon as the class ends.
I'm just asking because it's 6:30 at night and we've just clocked on.
Yeah, that's true.
Life is tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, what have you been doing with your day today, Katie? But I do know companies that have it for a weekend policy. So 5 p.m. on a Friday night till 9 a.m. Monday morning, and it's a blanket.
But I wonder whether the issue is, clearly I think this is worth exploring.
Yeah.
But as long as bosses can send you stuff, and as long as we are addicted to our phones,
yes,
even if we're not obliged to respond, we'll check it and we'll come across stuff, and then
yes,
the
and then you have to
there.
actively not follow up on it.
It's almost like you need a phone for work with your email for that. That's totally separate.
Or a girlfriend of mine works for a woman who clocks off, leaving her to answer all the emails because the boss is like, well, I've disconnected.
But it's interesting because I know a lot of people who do the do not disturb at night now.
Right.
And that's even so friends and family can't reach them past a certain point.
Well, that's mostly for that reason.
Yes, but I think that's an interesting idea too, to avoid us being bombarded just full stop on our phones past a certain amount of time at night,